Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us today, Tuesday, March 13, 2012. My name is Michael Gallagher, and I'm the president and founder of the Stevie Awards, which is presenting today's webinar about America Means Business and the opportunities that are available to your organization to participate in it. Here's the agenda for our webinar today. I'll first talk briefly about the Stevie Awards, what they are and why we created America Means Business. I'll then describe America Means Business and what our vision for it is. We'll provide you with details about our plans, partners, program, and sponsors for America Means Business. And then I'll describe in detail the specific opportunities that are available to you and your organization to participate. I'll provide a brief overview of our attendee marketing plans for America Means Business, and then we'll address any questions you may have about the event. In your GoToWebinar control panel, you'll see a place where you can text questions to us. At any time during the webinar, you may submit your question, and at the end of today's presentation, Liz Dean, our communications manager, will present them to me, and we'll answer as many of them as we can. We organize the Stevie Awards, which are considered the world's top business awards, and have been called the Business Oscars. Stevie Awards are conferred annually in 4 programs: the American Business Awards, the International Business Awards, the Stevie Awards for Women in Business, and the Stevie Awards for Sales and Customer Service. The categories and Stevie Awards competitions recognize achievement in every facet of work life, from the executive suites to the shop floor. This year, we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the beginning of the Stevie Awards movement, and our launch of America Means Business is one way that we're celebrating our anniversary. You can learn all about the Stevie Awards and our 4 awards programs at stevieawards.com. Our focus today, however, is on America Means Business, so let's move on to that. America Means Business is a landmark new event about entrepreneurship, the first of its kind as far as we can tell. It is specifically about how to start and grow a business. The first America Means Business will take place June 13th through the 15th in locations throughout New York City. It will feature keynotes, panel discussions, presentations, case studies, an exhibition, and social events. We plan to attract a minimum of 5,000 attendees for America Means Business events throughout New York City. There are opportunities for you and your organization to speak at, exhibit during, and sponsor America Means Business. And the purpose of today's webinar is to tell you about those opportunities. Our headquarters facility for America Means Business will be Metropolitan Pavilion at 125 West 18th Street in New York City. We've reserved the entire South Pavilion of their space. We've designed the American Means Business floor plan to include a tabletop exhibition space, a main stage for keynotes, presentations, and panels, a How I Did It stage exclusively for case study presentations by successful entrepreneurs, and a one-to-one counseling area sponsored by SCORE. I'll tell you more about that and about SCORE in a moment. Here's a look at the floor plan for America Means Business at Metropolitan Pavilion. On the right-hand side, you can see the main stage, and at the upper left, you can see the How I Did It stage. In the center of the floor, you see the one-to-one counseling lounge, and throughout, you can see numbered tabletop exhibits. We have 2 initial and important partners for America Means Business. SCORE's mission is to provide small business workshops and mentoring to entrepreneurs nationwide. And at America Means Business, SCORE will sponsor and staff the one-to-one counseling lounge, and will also be presenting a number of the elementary how-to sessions, such as how to get started and how to decide which business is right for you. SCORE-mentored entrepreneurs will also present a number of the case studies on the How I Did It stage. ColorEdge is an industry leader in visual communications, and they'll be providing the graphics and signage for America Means Business. including the tabletop exhibit signage, and the signage for America Means Business events that take place outside of Metropolitan Pavilion. And we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. We're crowdsourcing the program for America Means Business. That means that we're accepting proposals for sessions from organizations like yours. And in a few minutes, I'll show you how to propose your session. The main stage at America Means Business will be the focal point of our keynotes, panel discussions, and other presentations. We're actively looking for session proposals that touch on the following topics: getting started in business and all that entails, how to raise money and start a business, how and when to hire staff, management issues related to business startups and growth, technology issues that should concern entrepreneurs, how to use social media and other web media to grow a business and a brand, the importance of branding and marketing, and how to develop a marketing plan, why public relations and publicity should be on a startup's priority list, how to develop a sales plan and supercharge a sales effort, how and why entrepreneurs and startups should excel in customer service, and how to develop and follow a product development and management plan. The How I Did It stage at America Means Business will feature presentations by and interviews with successful entrepreneurs to tell our audience how they did it. By all means, if you're a successful entrepreneur who'd like to share your story with America Means Business attendees, even if you're a vendor who'd like to showcase one of your successful customers on the How I Did It stage, by all means, propose your session on the America Means Business website, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. The exhibition at America Means Business will feature low-cost tabletop exhibits. If you'd like to meet face-to-face with thousands of aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners to tell them about how your products and services can help to make them successful, then you should exhibit at America Means Business. We have an early bird discount this week, and you'll learn in a few minutes how to take advantage of that. The exhibition will run from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 13th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, June 14th, and from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Friday, June 15th. As I mentioned earlier, SCORE will present the One-to-One Counseling Lounge, where aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners can meet briefly with SCORE mentors to get immediate feedback on their ideas and their plans, and to have the opportunity to sign up for ongoing SCORE mentoring. Among the sponsors of America Means Business are companies that have demonstrated their support of American enterprise by their sponsorship of Stevie Awards programs. We have a variety of sponsorships still available for America Means Business, and in a few minutes I'll show you how to learn more about them. Now that I've told you about the program, let's talk specifically about how your organization can participate in it. As you've gathered by now, there are 3 ways you can participate: by speaking, by exhibiting, and by sponsoring. There is no cost for your organization to speak at America Means Business. If you'd like to share your story or your expertise with America Means Business attendees, the first thing you need to do is to create an event on the website, and I'll show you where to do that in a moment. You'll have 2 choices as to where to stage your event: at our headquarters facility of Metropolitan Pavilion, or at any other location in the New York City area. If you'd like to stage your event at your office in New York, or at a restaurant, or at any other facility of your choosing, you can do that, and we'll add your event to the America Means Business calendar of events. When you propose your session, you'll state your preferred date and time for your session. But note that if you propose to stage your session at Metropolitan Pavilion, your session will begin on the hour and will run 50 minutes, with the final 10 minutes reserved for Q&A. If you propose to stage your event at another location in New York City, your session may begin at any time and may be of any length, as long as it takes place on June 13, 14, and or 15. Why should you speak at America Means Business? Well, among the benefits of speaking, in addition to the people you'll address face-to-face, are that all sessions presented at Metropolitan Pavilion will be webcast live nationwide. So you'll potentially address thousands more people, both through the live webcasts and the recordings we'll make available to them. Also, if you choose to stage your event at a facility other than Metropolitan Pavilion, we'll provide you with signage you can display to advertise your event and to showcase your association with America Means Business. So even if you've already planned an event of some type in the New York area for the week of June 11 that's related to entrepreneurship, go ahead and add it to the calendar on the America Means Business website by completing the Create an Event process. Another benefit of speaking is that speakers will receive a discount on tabletop exhibit space. So let's take a look at how to propose your session for America Means Business. To do that, we'll jump to the America Means Business website, which is at americameansbusiness-nyc.com. On the website, you'll click on the Create an Event button. The first step will be to fill out a registration form to create an account in our system. But then I'm skipping that stage because I'm logged into the website as an administrator. And then you'll fill out this form describing your session. You'll see there are places for giving your session a name, for providing a short and a long description, for uploading a thumbnail image such as your organization's logo or a photograph of your speaker, the category for your session that fits into one of the categories I described earlier, your preferred date and time for your session, and where you plan to stage your session, at our headquarters facility of Metropolitan Pavilion or at another venue in New York City. Complete that and save it, and your proposal will find its way to us and we'll review it. The second opportunity you have to participate in America Means Business is to exhibit in our tabletop exhibition. We've specified a tabletop format for this first America Means Business to keep exhibitors' costs low. Among the benefits of exhibiting are that exhibitors will receive priority consideration for their session proposals if they choose to propose a session. We do have an early bird discount this week, and you can save $150 if you reserve your tabletop this week. If you'd like to explore exhibiting at America Means Business, contact Scott Oser at scott@thestevies.com or call Scott at 301-279-0468 for more information. The third opportunity to participate in America Means Business is by becoming a sponsor. We have a variety of sponsorship levels and price points. Top sponsors' logos will be included on all advertising and signage New York City-wide for America Means Business. To learn all about the serious range of benefits we have planned for sponsors, you should contact Rosemary Famiglietti at rosemary@thestevies.com, telephone 202-483-2562. The last topic we'll touch on today is our attendee marketing plan. But before we do that, I'll remind you that if you have any questions for us about America Means Business, submit them now via the questions tool in your GoToWebinar control panel, and we'll address them in 1 minute. We plan to publish the first edition of the calendar of events for America Means Business on April 2nd. That initial calendar will be based on the sessions that organizations like yours propose this month. But the calendar will be a living, evolving thing, and we'll continue to review and accept session proposals and add to the overall event calendar right up through mid-June. Attendee registration for America Means Business is free through May 25th and is just $10 after that. Registration is easy. Just click the registration button which is actually labeled Register to Attend on the American Means Business website. To go to the registration page, simply complete the registration page and you'll be registered. Our attendee marketing effort will focus primarily on the area within a 100-mile radius of New York City. We'll engage potential attendees through social media, direct mail, street advertising in New York City, which will coordinate through NYC & Company, a major press effort, and marketing of the event through our universe of Stevie Awards entrants, judges, subscribers, and followers, all intended to deliver an audience of 5,000 plus attendees for the first American Means Business. Now that includes our formal presentation today, so let's address your questions. Liz, what questions do we have from our attendees?
Our first question is, will this event be a one-time event, or are the Stevie Awards hoping to make it an annual event?
We are hoping to make it an annual event. Obviously, we'll see how this first edition goes. We've scheduled this first edition in New York City because our 10th annual American Business Awards will take place in New York City on Monday, June 18th. So this year's ABA's awards dinner will actually be the capper for this first American Means Business. But our plan is to make this annual, and if not annual, at least we plan to have multiple versions of American Means Business if this first edition is successful in other cities around the country. So what I would hope to do next year is not just to have one edition of American Means Business, but to have several editions in New York and several other cities throughout the year next year. But again, it all depends on the success of this first event.
Great. Our next question is, how will the American Means Business staff evaluate the event proposals and select the presentations?
A good question. There are two considerations. We obviously have a limited inventory of speaking slots at Metropolitan Pavilion. So not every proposal that will be submitted for sessions at Metropolitan Pavilion will be accepted. As long as the sessions are related to entrepreneurship, about how to start and grow a business, and are related to one of those topics I reviewed earlier, such as getting started, how to raise money, hiring, use of social media, and so on, your event will get strong consideration if you've proposed it for Metropolitan Pavilion. On the other hand, if you propose to have your session elsewhere in New York City, as long as it's even tangentially related to entrepreneurship, we will approve it and we will add it to the schedule. So you'll have a lot more flexibility in the topics you're covering if you're proposing to have your session elsewhere in New York City, or citywide as we're calling it. Now, as to the approval process, we will be reviewing proposals all this month. If you've already submitted your proposal, you've likely already gotten some feedback from us, or at least an acknowledgement that we've received your proposal. We will be finalizing the initial calendar at the end of this month, and again, publishing it on April 2nd. But that's the process. Again, we do have a limited inventory of spots at Metropolitan Pavilion, but virtually any event related to entrepreneurship that's proposed elsewhere in New York City will be approved and added to the calendar.
Great. If a company wants to present on the How I Did It stage, should the company register for their event as being a main stage event?
That's a good question. On the website, as on the Create an Event page, it refers to the main stage at Metropolitan Pavilion. But even if you are an entrepreneur or want to propose some entrepreneur case study session for the How I Did It stage, you should still use that form, that Create an Event form. And by the nature of your proposal, if it's a case study proposal or an interview with an entrepreneur, we will automatically put it on the How I Did It stage.
Great. And will presentations be expected to be given by actual entrepreneurs, or will we have experts that are business experts and public speakers?
Well, all of the presentations on the How I Did It stage should be presentations by entrepreneurs. We will have a number of moderators for sessions at both stages at Metropolitan Pavilion. We've already had several business journalists step forward and say they'd like to moderate sessions at America Means Business. So if you're an entrepreneur and you'd like to tell your story about how you started your business, you can make a sole presentation on the How I Did It stage. However, if you'd be more comfortable being interviewed by a journalist, so you have a question and answer format for your presentation, we will have seasoned business journalists who can act as a moderator and can speak with you about how you started your business. On the main stage, it'll be a mixed bag of who's presenting. Entrepreneurs are welcome to propose sessions. Even if you're a vendor who provides a product or a service to help entrepreneurs get their business started or to help entrepreneurs grow their business, you can propose a session. Anyone can propose a session for the main stage. Obviously, if you're a vendor, it's in your interest to showcase how entrepreneurs have used your product or service to be successful. So out-and-out sales presentations will be frowned on, and if they're proposed that way, they will not be accepted. But again, anyone can propose a session for the main stage.
And can a company participate in all three ways by speaking, sponsoring, and exhibiting?
Yes. Starting in reverse order, sponsors will automatically receive a tabletop exhibit. So if you're a sponsor, you'll also be an exhibitor. You don't have to do that if you don't like, but you'll be offered a booth. Exhibitors, as I mentioned earlier, will get priority in the selection process for proposals for the stages at Metropolitan Pavilion. So if we do have a surfeit of proposals for a certain time slot and a certain stage, if someone's an exhibitor, all other things being equal, they'll be given preference. Attendees are welcome to consider becoming exhibitors or sponsors as well. There's no reason that anyone can't take advantage of all three opportunities. Well, thank you for joining us today to learn about America Means Business. Visit americameansbusiness-nyc.com to learn more. And email us at ambinfo@thestevies.com at any time with your questions or comments. Good day, and thank you again for joining us.